Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Simple Talk. Today, we are talking with Julie Sweeney, and she is a registered social service worker out of Frankford. Good morning, Julie. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for asking me to join you.
Awesome. I'm so happy you're here. So I'm just going to start off, why did you decide to become an entrepreneur? And tell us about your journey.
Absolutely. Oh gosh, that goes back to my early 20s. I didn't like my job in my early 20s. And so I started like a home-based makeup business at the time. Did that on the side for a really long time. And then when I was 25, I got pregnant and decided to do that as my job, along with being a parent, obviously. Not just selling makeup and not being a parent. So I did both. And in 2010, I decided to leave that and go and just do something simple, like work the front desk for a psychiatrist. And so he was absolutely amazing. I was in Victoria, BC at the time. And he was just a really great guy. And what I loved about it is he really encouraged me to follow my dream, which was to become a counselor. So he's like, yeah, as long as there's no clients here, you do your thing and do your schooling. So I could go to work, get paid by this amazing psychiatrist working in the field I wanted to work in, and do my schooling online at the same time. I know.
Awesome.
He was fantastic, super supportive. He would buy me little books that were good for my business and encourage me to learn something different. He really focused on ADHD. So I had a really great 3 years with him actually doing that. And then we were moving to Ontario in 2014. So I had to leave his office. But at that point, I had been counseling in Victoria for a year. And I loved it. And I loved that I could take the leap and do something else. So I think I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit, and it may be because I'm a really good boss.
If you don't say so yourself.
If I don't say so myself, yeah. I really like to start work at 10 a.m. I really, I do work 6 days a week. So I'm not like I'm a slouch or anything when I come to being my own boss, but I can take care of myself better when I'm my own boss. And I love working with people. So I also help other people who are looking at doing a private practice. I'll help them, or I'll chat with them about different things as well, of helping them get started or helping them get forward thinking, just because I have done so much business side of things since my early 20s. Mm-hmm. Did that answer your question?
Yes. So what is one thing you wish you knew before you started?
Oh, it's funny. I always thought I would say time management would be what I wish I knew. But it turns out I know that really, really well. I just don't necessarily implement it all the time, right? So I think one thing is a little hard to answer sometimes because, you know what? Okay. You know what I wish I knew? I wish I knew that when you do a group or you put out a project for people to show up to, that people want to wait to the last minute to book. Because I get so panicky that no one wants to attend a workshop or whatever, but people are really just last minute people. And
they are.
If your product is good or your workshop is good, people will come. They're just going to wait till the 11th hour before they book. That is something for years that I wish I had known. Absolutely.
That's actually a really good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's so true.
Saves you heartache.
Yeah, so true. Okay, I'm forgetting my questions.
Sorry.
Oh, any tips, tricks, information that you have for other entrepreneurs?
Networking is really important. I'm super shy in real life, so networking is actually really challenging for me. But I have this really great friend that I met through a networking event, actually, and she propels me forward sometimes in my networking and is helpful for that. So even if it's scary, networking is really important. So that's a big tip, is just put yourself out there. somehow.
Yeah. That's
Mhm.
what served me the best in business. But I have that natural outgoing attitude. I'm like, yeah, networking. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
Why did you decide to specialize in body image?
Mm. Through my own journey, I had to discover my own self-worth in the body that I had, not the body that I wanted. And one of the things that was really important to me when I discovered that was to help other people get to that same place at some point in their life. So to bring people to even just self-acceptance before there's even self-like or self-love.
Mhm.
I think body positivity can get kind of toxic and very um, centered on people who are maybe not the same people who started body positivity, which was fat Black women, and they don't get the same voice. So I wanted what I discovered on my own to have a place where people could come and actually discover it with me and have somebody on that journey with them, because I didn't. I read the books, I listened to the podcasts, I did my own work because I couldn't find somebody to do the journey with me back in early 2011, 2012 is when I did my work. So I waited till my early 30s. And I just want to say, do the body image work way before your early 30s, and you will have a much more enjoyable 30s. But I'm now in my mid 40s and loving life. And I'm in a larger body than I've ever been in. And I bike and I teach yoga and I eat food that I enjoy. And I just embrace my body and who I am. And I think that freedom is what people gravitate to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find that we do a lot more like later in life. It's like, why
Mhm.
wasn't I so propelled to do this personal development when I was in my 20s? Because now I'd be much better off. But yeah, I feel the same way. Like in my 40s, I'm just like coming into my own and I'm just accepting everything. And it is what it is. And I don't have time for that other crap because it's just about me.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And every time I have a client that's in their early 20s doing this work, or mid 20s or late 20s, I'm like, you are so lucky to be doing this work at this age, because you are going to be able to enjoy parts of your life that a lot of people don't get to, right? Because they're
Awesome.
so in their head. So yeah.
So some everyday tips and tricks, or what are some ways that we can start to love our bodies?
Mm. Well, first of all, get to self-acceptance. So loving our bodies is not a 24/7 kind of thing either. Even this many years into my journey, it's a most of the time type of thing. And when I do experience issues with loving my body, I realize it's that time of the month. And right, honestly, it
Yep.
still is like, it hits you like a freight train. And I'm like, why do I feel this way? Oh, yeah. Okay. So again, noticing when it comes up for you is really important, but listening to the right podcasts, reading the right books, having yourself immersed in a culture that says you are worthy,
Mhm.
full stop,
Yep.
right? Not when you lose weight, when you have this hairstyle, when you whatever, right?
Yep.
It's you are worthy, you are enough. Those are full sentences. And as we can move towards that, we can move towards self-acceptance, which includes elements of self-love and body acceptance.
It's the only body you're going to have. You might as well love it.
Exactly.
So where do you think the body image stuff starts?
Hmm. The negative body image,
Yeah, the negative.
when we leave the womb.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
mean, you think about it, right? You're weighed
Yep.
and your height is taken as you exit into the world, and from there on, we are on a trajectory. Are we on the scale? Are we on the line to go? So really, like
True.
how those early experiences uh, transpire who we have in our life around us, the kind of medical care that we're able to access if we need it, the way our parents or caregivers as young people talk about their bodies. So again, like right from leaving the womb, we are inundated with the world of what's happening with our bodies.
You just got to block it out.
Unfortunately, we have to give people space to learn too, right? To learn and grow and to experiment. And I think sometimes when we fear our bodies, then we can pass that along to other generations. And then there's this generational negative body image. I was just online this morning, like literally maybe half an hour before we met. And there was this beautiful picture of Lizzo. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous. She's just in her body. She's loving her body. And the comments were disgusting, like so utterly disgusting about how there's no way she can be healthy. There's no way she can love her body like that. Why would you love your body like that? And they just went on and on and on. And I was like, whoa, okay, I'm so in my bubble of the people around me being so different than those comments that I forgot people were out there doing that. And I'm like, okay, take a backseat to those comments because that is not real life.
That's a hard boundary for me. Like, I don't have those people. Why would you waste your time being negative towards someone else?
Yeah.
There's no point. I used to be, a while back, I would see women who were beautiful and I would be like, oh my God, I wish I looked like her. But now I can see that beautiful woman and I can be like, wow, she's beautiful, but that doesn't take away from my beauty.
Yes. And that old adage of comparison is the thief of joy. Yeah. Right? Like, it's just so simple. When we compare our lives, whether that's the way we look or our jobs or our partners or our kids or our homes, like any of that, then we're just stealing joy from ourselves. So working with learning to be joy-filled within our own lives is really important too.
There's like the quote is like, I don't compare myself to anyone except for who I was the day before. Yeah. So as long as you're just trying to do better for yourself and not comparing yourself to anyone, I think that's the way to go.
Absolutely.
Well, this has been awesome, Julie. Thanks so much for joining me.
Absolutely. I had so much fun. This was great.
Yeah, we should do this again.
I'm in.
Okay. Thanks so much.